Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our journey in learning just a little bit more about this amazing language every day. So far, I have been pretty persistent in producing one day every day. Okay, last time we talked about 同工同酬, same type of work. You should get the same type of pay. So it's a Chinese saying of equal pay, 同工同酬. But Chinese have this condition added into this expression. Like if you work on the same job, same type of work, you earn the same type of money, right? So that's expressed in this expression versus equal pay, simply just saying the second part without saying the conditional part. So today we are going to continue with 酬,天道酬勤. I probably can put it as another wisdom of Chinese saying. Like all Chinese, if they're educated through high school or something like that, are going to come across this expression. Basically, Chinese value work ethics of being diligent at what you do, because you're going to be rewarded by your diligence. Okay, 天道. 天 come from, this image, if you see Chinese symbols on top of the frame of the symbol, horizontal line, that's our sky. And we have this structure as human. So humans under the sky. This arch, I used to interpret it as, okay, this is the arms, but a lot of times Chinese character, this is enough to express the human. Just the torso and the legs without depicting the arm detail. So this arch is kind of around the neck area, right? So it's, proportionally, it's not exactly an arm position. So this arch, I view it as the distance. Because on our tree symbol, we have the similar kind of a downward pointing arch to mean there is a big space between the top of the tree to the ground. So here it's similar, like there is a big space between human and the sky. And that gives, I guess that put the right scale of human against sky or human against nature. Like there is a big arch in between. It's human scale versus the whole nature scale. That gives you the sense of what nature, like how powerful that is. So we use this image to mean it's heaven, it's somewhere above, it's sky direction. But instead of just using sky, like a stop over there, we go one step further as related to celestial or something beyond the human's understanding. So everything else beyond the human. So that's the concept. It's not just about the physical spatial sense of sky, but it also extends into anything that's beyond the control, like beyond the human domain. It's considered 天, it's heaven, in that sense. Okay, 道. Okay, I use intentionally Tao because the Western English speakers probably by now have come across this Tao concept, which is a translation of Tao. I want to show you the corresponding. That's exactly what that is. Tao means the way of things, right? And let me explain what that is. The left side is a walking symbol. By walking, we come across of the device of walking, which is our foot symbol. So this kind of a cactus-looking structure with the left and up and the right up tilted kind of arm-looking thing actually is abstraction of the toes of a foot. Just like sometimes we have 3-finger hand symbols. We don't draw out all 5 fingers. We just use 3 enough to show it's a hand. So here it's 3 toes. 1, 2, 3 toes And this is abstraction of the, the main body of the food. I don't know how to say that either, but three-toed food symbol. And the left side, the top of that is recurring pattern, which is our footstep symbol. The footstep used to be expressed by left and right because we have two foot, right? So two sides of the footstep, total 6 strokes over there. But eventually we discussed the right side of that, just left, is enough to show recurring pattern. If you're going to walk, it's going to be in that kind of footsteps, recurring pattern of footsteps, the left foot, I suppose. So one side of the foot and one side of the foot tracks, that's enough to symbolize this is something related to foot, walking. So on feet, basically, or on foot. Is it on foot or on feet? On foot. So walking. The right symbol is 手, pronounced as 手. It means the head, everything above your neck. And we symbolize it with the center of that, which is the nose. Okay, we depict the nose with this nose bridge thing. So kind of like this arch thing in this shape, and then the 2 nostrils. You may ask why the nostrils become like 2 stacking up, like we don't grow up nose, like we don't have the 2 holes, nostrils opening up and down, right? We don't have that. That's a Chinese way of abstracting. Just like our eye symbols. We have 2 eyes like this way, right? But Chinese express eyes like this. I consider as it's more spatially economic. If you draw horizontal, it will take too much horizontal space. But vertical stacking up is more efficient in terms of space. So the whole here is the nose, like a zoom in on the nose. So nose is the center of the face. So instead of drawing everything, all the eyebrows, eyes, mouth on the face, we just use the nose to represent the whole face. And the 3 reoccurring symbols, kind of 3 steamy things going upward, that's our hair depiction. Isn't that dramatic? Chinese express hair as this symbol, as if somebody is dropping down from the sky with the hair kind of like that, right? But that's the way. So we have the hair, the nose, and that's the 2 main features on the head to represent the whole head. So we have the human head, and we have walking. How come it become Tao, become the way? Now, my imagination. The walking means you're doing things, you're practicing, you're carrying out your work every day, your practice, basically. And the human head is our thinking, our internal practice, so to speak. And this is external. So internal understanding of how the whole world works in our head versus how we are going to act accordingly, supposedly accordingly, right? What do we think, how things work, we're going to act accordingly. So that's our Tao. We pronounce as Dao, 天道. Okay, 愁. Yesterday we talked about this drinking culture in Chinese. A lot of deals are making at the dinner table over the drinks. So here is our image of wine bottle with a sealed with a stopper on the top. Very nice visualization, and with some liquid at the bottom. The whole container is a wine bottle, and the right side is this back and forth depiction of okay, somebody drank, the opponent or the other party, the drinking body drink as well. So it's this reoccurring drink left and right, drink left and right kind of thing. And we have a mouth symbol. I mean, people have to talk. It's not just drinking body, it's deal making. So you have to negotiate over drinking. So talk involves. The whole idea of that is back and forth. Drinking eventually means reciprocal, and eventually means pay or getting compensated. So because you have your input in there, right? And then you're going to get something in return. So that's the concept of 酬. qin, okay, qin is our expression. You can see it, okay, it's left and right. The right is the meaning maker, the left is the sound maker, but okay, we'll come to the left later. The right is our farming tool. You can kind of see, it's kind of like a rake image, right? So some sharp end to separate, to loosen the soil. So that's the farming tool. And the farming tool, again, this is a case of using the tool, the device commonly used in this activity to represent the whole thing, the activity. It means muscle power. So it pronounced as li. It means put in the labor, basically, because you are toiling over the soil, the tool, with this tool. Okay, so the left side is, the top is yellow, the bottom is soil. We have this two horizontal lines crossing this vertical line, that's our soil symbol. And the top is color yellow. So yellow soil in China is a kind of like a clay. It's a sticky soil, sticky material. So stickiness, this concept, paired with muscle power, it means you consistently, stickily input your muscle power. That means you're being diligent about something, really toiling over it over a long period of time, because hey, you have to work throughout the year to eventually harvest, right? So Chinese culture is an agriculture-based culture. So this is very much respected because that's the way to go. That's the Tao, like of making a living and make a living depending on the soil, right? So I have to farm, I have to work hard, I have to be sticky, like a consistently input to grow your crops throughout the year. So that's our qin concept, come from farm labor. So pay farm labor, and that's heaven's way. So heavens, it's something beyond the human scope, right? It's our understanding of the whole nature, or I mean, in a framework of Western or Christianity, that's God's will, right? We use God's will to interpret anything that's not understood by humans, right? Beyond your own control, that's the way. So Chinese, we use this heaven, this sky represented symbol, but it's really means nature or the universe, something beyond the human scope. And Tian Dao is, that's the way you're going to get paid, based on your diligence, based on your muscle power, based on your input to this world. Be a productive member. That's how you get paid eventually. Okay, so 天道酬勤 in a Western concept, I find maybe no pains, no gains is the closest one, because pains means labor, means something that you probably don't like to do naturally, but that's the way to go to make a living. So 酬 is this gains, this, you're going to get paid by 勤, this pains, this diligence. So I put a farmland image somewhere in China, because Chinese landscape, a lot of them have this mountainous areas. It's not one big flat plain that's easy for mechanical farming, like big areas you can just mow it through. A lot of times it's on this uneven terrains that you cannot use contemporary farming tools. So it's very labor intensive. And some regions may not be, by natural setting, may not be good for farming, but Chinese people so diligently working, they are going to carve out this terrains to make it into farmland. They are going to make it work. So that's a lot of muscle power, toiling over the soil right there. So I use that to represent this agriculture-based generations of farmers working on their land to put in their labor day after day. That's hard muscle power work to represent these pains. And they are rewarded, hopefully, if not taxed heavily, can make ends meet. That's the 酬 going to reward it. 天道酬勤. Okay, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie.